Jason Nolf catching up here in Austin, and man, we got the guy behind Athletes Ocean. So you think about wrestling techniques all the time, and we wanted to get your thoughts on a big match that's coming up. Spencer Lee and Ono next week. Have you thought much about this match?
I've been studying them a lot. I think that Ono is obviously an amazing wrestler, and Spencer is one of the greatest of all time. I think that it's going to be a really exciting matchup. I actually think they have two pretty different styles of wrestling, and I'm excited to talk more about that. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the biggest matchups probably in wrestling history, for sure.
How would you describe Spencer Lee's style?
Spencer is a guy that likes to wrestle from kind of close range. He likes to get control of you. He wants to get to his underhook, to arm drags, to inside ties, and he's very strong. I've wrestled with Spencer, and he felt as strong as somebody my own size, maybe even stronger, especially when he gets on top. I think that in this match, if he gets on top, I think that's really going to be the key to success for him. Ono, I haven't wrestled with him. He's at Penn State now. He's been training up there, and I know that he's very quick, likes to wrestle on the outside. He wants to touch and go, so he wants to hit over tie snaps, inside tie snaps, wrist snaps, and then most of his attacks are to the low ankle, right? He gets the low ankle, he comes up, and he's a very explosive wrestler, so I think for Spencer, he would want to kind of go in there, control the tie-up, but not hang in ties. Ono, whenever people hang in ties, that's when he's most effective. So I'm looking forward to the matchup for sure.
Yeah, so what's the difference between like focusing on the tie but not hanging? Where do you draw the line? How do you make sure you're doing the right thing and not the wrong thing there?
For me, it's all about my hands and feet are always moving. So if my opponent gets a collar tie, I'm not just going to sit in an over tie. Even though I might feel safe, maybe I'm comfortable in the over tie, I'm going to snap that and clear, get to the circle, get to the angle, get to my tie up. But even if I have the most dominant tie up, and some people disagree with me on this, but even if I'm in the most dominant tie up, I'm still going to release that and move, because my opponents at a high level, they can feel when your shots are coming from your best position. So, but what really overtakes them, because you'll see a lot of times in matches, the first period will be very low scoring, and then like guys like David Taylor, like it would be a low scoring match, and then he would tech fall him in the second period. So guys just can't withstand pressure. So they're going to be able to withstand technique, but they can't withstand kind of pressure and pace. So the same shot in the second period might be more effective than it was in the first period. So I think that in terms of making sure we're controlling the tie but not sitting in it, it's about continuously, there's like 4 things you can do with your hands. You can be pushing your opponent, you can be snapping their head, snapping their wrist, or faking, or attacking. So doing a combination of all 4 or 5 of those things consistently while I'm moving my feet is kind of the key to controlling the tie-ups without hanging, in my opinion.
You mentioned that a key for Spencer could be getting on top, his offense on top, whether it's folk style or freestyle, is crazy. Do you have any idea what makes him so good in the top position?
I think he believes in himself. I think that when you believe that you're the best in a certain position, then you're going to be the best in that position. So, like for example, I never knew how to wrestle parterre. I never really started wrestling freestyle until I did a little bit in college, but mainly after college I went full time, and I started believing in my parterre, believing that if I get a takedown, I'm getting a turn. And I think when you believe that you're going to do that, you're going to do it a lot more than if you don't believe that you're going to get a turn, even against the highest level opponent. So number one, Spencer believes in himself. He believes that he's the best. He believes that if he gets on top, that he's going to turn you. And I think number 2 is he's really strong. So if he gets a gut lock or is bar locked up or trap arm, like it's really hard to stop. And obviously his technique is very good as well. He has a parterre instructional on Ocean where he teaches his leg laces and his arm and his bar arm series and his gut wrenches. So basically, if you want to learn how to wrestle like Spencer Lee on top, you can check it out on Ocean as well. Yeah.
You guys on Ocean posted a video where he had the bar, right? And you felt it. What did it feel like?
I just felt like I was stuck. Yeah, like, well, actually in the wrestling room, we didn't get video of this, but I kind of let him get to a bar and he turned me. And then when we filmed his course, I let him get to the bar again, and then I went really hard, trying not to. But he would have had me too, but he kind of stopped like after 15 seconds. But if he just kept going with it, he would have ended up getting me. But yeah, I felt like I couldn't get up at all. like he just kind of had me trapped, and I was just trying to circle and keep my feet moving in that position. But I also think that it works even better on like bigger guys because there's a little bit more tension there, where if you get somebody that's like kind of skinny and like there's a little bit more room for wiggle. But me against him, I'm like 30 pounds, I don't know how much he weighs, but maybe 30 pounds bigger than him, 40 pounds bigger than him. So it was really tight.
Ono's not too bad on top either. What do you think about his parterre game?
I mean, I think he's really good. I think all of those guys over there are really good, like well-rounded. One of the best teams in the world, obviously. So I don't think that Spencer will get turned at all. And I think that if it gets to the mat, that Spencer has the advantage. Yeah.
Where do you think, but what would be the advantage for Ono? What positions are going to favor him?
Well, he wants to get to the low ankles and get the foot in the air. Spencer is flexible, but he's also shorter. So if he can kind of, and even in freestyle, you don't have to take him down. You can get a lot of push out. So he's going to be wanting to clear Spencer's ties and get to the low ankle and get the foot in the air immediately. I think that's one common mistake that a lot of wrestlers make is, especially at the youth and high school level, is they shoot in and then they just stop, or they try to finish on the mat. Where, especially in freestyle and even in folk style, if you shoot and you get the foot in the air, that's going to be a lot more effective for finishing, especially whenever you can kind of drive them to the edge and then look to score on the edge. So I think that that's going to be, we're going to see a lot of over tie snaps, a lot of wrist snaps, a lot of collar tie snaps from Ono, and he's going to be looking to, I mean, like I said, most of his attacks are going below the knee. He'll attack above the knee sometimes if he's running far side after a snap. So he'll do an over tie snap, then he'll run far side, and sometimes he'll attack start above the knee, but most of the time, when he snaps and kind of goes to the same side of the snap, he's looking for that low single and getting the foot in the air.
For either one of these guys, how much danger does re-attack from the opponent present here?
I think that Ono probably has the advantage in re-attacks off of Spencer's attacks, but I think Spencer has the advantage in like arm drag re-attacks off of Ono's attack. So if Ono attacks to his near side low single, Spencer's known for, I don't know if he's known for this, but I know this about him, is he's really good at kind of getting to that arm drag and staying heavy on it as he chases the near leg. So I think that's going to be Spencer's best re-attack. And then for Ono, it's going to be more on the outside, kind of low level attacks. But Spencer also has a really dangerous underhook if he gets to that position, because you can't really snap an underhook. You can snap it, but you have to turn your body away. So I think if Spencer could get to like an underhook and an inside tie on one side, that's going to be a really strong position for him.
This might not be like a question that anybody can answer, but it seems like both these guys are going to be the hardest to wrestle the first time you wrestle them.
Yeah.
Is one harder than the other to feel for the first time, in your opinion?
I think Spencer is probably going to be hard for him to wrestle because he's not like, he doesn't move as much. Like he's more like kind of like stalking you. But when he gets a hold of you, like strength is such an important part of wrestling, and Spencer is very strong. So I think that whenever Ono gets his hands on Spencer, he's going to realize how strong he is. I think that Spencer can scout Ono more because he hits the same attack over and over. It's going to be a snap to a low single or an over tie snap, chase the other side, but all of his attacks are off the snap. And I mean, credit to him, because that's one of the best positions in wrestling, is when you snap somebody's hands to the mat, get the angle and score. A lot of people just snap, myself included, majority of my career. I had really, really strong snaps, but then I wouldn't always get to the angle quick enough. And now, as I got older, and as I, like my junior, senior year of college, and then into my freestyle, I started figuring that out. But I think that more kids and more wrestlers need to take advantage of the snap. Don't just snap to snap to get the angle. And I think if you watch Ono wrestle, you can learn a lot from him.
Do you have a prediction for who's going to win this match?
I think Spencer will win. I think that Ono is going to have a hard time, because I think Spencer's going to scout him pretty good and be ready kind of for those snap and re-attacks. And then I think Spencer will get on top and turn him. Yeah, I think he'll win maybe like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he tech falls him.
Really?
Yeah. maybe like 14-4 or something.
Dang. Man.
Yeah. But I think it'll be a great match either way. And, you know, I haven't wrestled with Ono, and I've wrestled a lot with Spencer, so I just know how good Spencer is. I grew up with him, and I know that he believes in himself, and he wants to win bad. So.
You guys have instructionals with Spencer on Ocean. If you had like only 15, 20 minutes with Ono, what would you have him show, and what would you catalog on Ocean?
I would definitely have him teach his snap to attack. Yeah, not sure what we'd call it, maybe snap to attack. but yeah, definitely kind of, because I was watching his technique and I'm trying to break it down, and it's kind of odd the way that he does an inside tie snap. He takes a back step and then he gets to the same side, where most times you would think that the guy would just be able to down block because you're going to the same side of the snap. A lot of snaps that I've seen is snap and run to the opposite side, and he does that as well. But I would like to see kind of how he would break that down personally. So we're working on getting him.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's a little hesitant. He says technique secret, but we'll get him.
Love it.
Yeah.
Tyler, anything else?
No, I guess the only question I would have is, you seemed really confident that Ono won't be able to turn Spencer. Ono gutted everyone he wrestled at the World Championships. What is it about Spencer that you think will be different?
I just think he's very strong in the parterre position. I'm not saying that it's impossible for him to turn Spencer. I just think that Spencer's very comfortable there. He's strong, and yeah, I mean, I just think that Spencer's really good. So
the more I hear
yeah.
people talk about Spencer, the more I just want to like tie up with him, because it sounds like he's just crazy to tie up with.
Yeah, he's so strong. And I'm like trying to play wrestle with him. It was at one of the Olympic team camps, and I was trying to like just flow around, and I'm like, I have to go live to score on him. I have to literally blast through him if I want to score on him. So yeah, I think that, yeah, like I said, it's not impossible. I think that Ono could get a turn. He's very good on top. He's very well rounded. I don't predict that he will. I think he'll get a couple takedowns on Spencer, but I think Spencer will get maybe a couple takedowns and then some turns, and I think that's going to be the difference. Is going to be his top game.